guys, Maggie here. So, did you hear what the main star of Silver Surfer for Fantastic Four First Steps just said with Entertainment Weekly? Well, it's kind of like stirring a lot of things going on, you guys. So, I'm going to discuss it, you guys. So, you guys ready? So, let's get to it. Before we start, you guys, if you guys really enjoy this video, don't you like this video? Share this with your friends and family, and of course, as well, please subscribe to be part of my Hellfire Club. Alright? As well as follow my social media platforms down in the description below, as well as subscribe to my husband, Kaim Kendry. Guys, please support my husband, and of course, find the right agent for my husband to be published and be noticed by every bookstore there is. Okay, love you, Kaimi. So let's get back to the Silver Surfer controversy. So, according to Game Rant, they put this headline saying, "Wait, isn't the Silver Surfer a man?" Julia Garner admits she was initially confused with Fantastic Four casting. So, Julia Gardner got candid about her role in the Fantastic Four First Steps. She admitted that she was surprised by her character because she thought Silver Surfer was a man. The Fantastic Four First Steps is the third movie from Marvel Studios this year. In February, fans witnessed Anthony Mackie taking Chris Evans' role in Captain America Brave New World. Next week, Marvel will drop Thunderbolts in July. The newest Fantastic Four reboot will hit theaters and it will feature a female Silver Surfer portrayed by Gardner. The Ozark actress opened up about her role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, aka the MCU, and shared her initial reaction. Gardner sat down for an interview with Entertainment Weekly and discussed playing the live action Shala Ball. According to her, it was so different from her previous roles, which made her want to do it. Additionally, she wanted to try different genres, and Marvel reaches different kinds of audiences, making the Marvel Cinematic Universe appealing to the actress. When asked about her casting and how she was prepared for it, Gardner said she had a basic understanding of some comic characters from both Marvel and DC Comics. She was aware that they were very different, and she knew about the Silver Surfer. When she met up with the director Matt Shakman at a restaurant, she knew it was for the Fantastic Four, but got confused when she learned she was cast as the Silver Surfer. She told the EW, that is. I was confused because I was like, wait, isn't the Silver Surfer a man? I was just like, okay, well, I'll play anything. So I'm gonna be honest, okay, guys? So don't lash on me in the comment section about saying like I told you so, I told you so. I freaking get it, okay, guys? I know we try and get this at, but it's not working for me. I'm sorry. She doesn't look like Shala Ball. I'm sorry. Like I'm just being honest, okay? It's not that I'm trying to be a hater or anything you can come up in your minds. I'm not, okay? I'm being honest. If you guys don't like my honest opinion, then you can just not watch this video because I'm not forcing you. Because I don't really have the energy and strength to yell at anybody because I already had enough haters spamming on my comment section on my previous videos about, Snape and how he's being race swap and everything else. I don't need to hear that negative energy coming from here right at this very moment, okay? It's not that I don't like criticism, I really don't. It's just that I don't like any more backlash or trolls lurking around my channel just to see what else they can throw something at me in the comment section. So please, I'm letting you guys know ahead of time, right? This very moment when I'm discussing this. Do not throw shade at me, do not troll at me saying you told me so. I already know there are female surfers in the Marvel universe. Whoop de doo, but in my honest opinion, she only made in a few issues. Okay, yes, she's the wife of the original Silver Surfer, which is a man. Okay, I'm sorry that you guys hardly read throughout the franchise of how Shalabal came about. Okay, you need to rub in my face saying "I told you so, I told you so." I mean, clearly, I'm talking about the main Silver Surfer. I'm talking about the main one. I'm not talking about his wife. I'm not talking about the Empress of Silver Surfer. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the main one that was originally made by Fox, the one that was titled Fantastic Four: The Rise of the Silver Surfer. That's the one. I'm talking about that one, okay? Not the current one, the one that's coming out in July or whatever, but I'm just trying to figure out what made her think that it was okay to participate in this role. I just need to know, what does the director, this Matt guy, see in her thinking that she fits the characteristics of Shia LaBeouf? Can someone explain that to me? Because I seen the characteristics of how she looks like, right? In the comics. That she was this busty, this silver, this chrome silver, seductive Silver Surfer appeal, this empress looking, seductive actress, or, empress or whatever in the MCU comic world that Stanley had created. And we get this, right? We see how this Julia Gardner Silver Surfer looks like. And I'm sorry to put this out there, but she doesn't look Silver Surfer appealing to me. Okay? It's not that I don't like her as an actress. She's fine, whatever role she was in, But her as Shia LaBeouf, not even freaking close. Alright? You can hire anybody outside the acting industry in Hollywood or anyone that can fit the characteristics. Sure, you can hire someone that's curvy, but then again, we have all these anti, whatever, or these wokies don't liking any women with curvature. They want someone that looks like a freaking, pole that you see, outside their lawn or their light post or their picket fence or whatever. And I'm not trying to be shady or being, picky when it comes to this kind of thing, but that's what I'm, getting at, okay? And this whole thing with the CGI is partly done. I'm sorry that you don't, like my opinion about that, but it's the truth. It's poorly animated. Whoever did the whole CGI animation is poorly done, terribly wrong. It looks so gray. It looks like the cloud outside my window. That's how it looks like. It doesn't look scream silver to me. Where in the heck did you see silver in her? I don't see none of it. Unless I'm colorblind, unless I'm seeing, little specks of silver somewhere, I don't freaking see it. She looks like so gray that you see concrete on my freaking concrete floor. Like, give me a freaking break. If she was Shia LaBeouf, then where is the curvature? Where is the characteristics of Shia LaBeouf? Where does it scream that she is the iconic Silver Surfer that everyone's screaming about, that everyone's so frantic to see? Because I don't freaking see it. And fans alike, including myself and my husband here, they're saying they're not happy. Well, no duh, because you gender swap the main protagonist, the Silver Surfer, because hello, we know that the Silver Surfer was always mainly a man. Hello, I don't need to have some weirdo on my comment feed telling me that, oh, there was female Silver Surfers. Like, look it up. Okay, Sherlock, then name a few issues that she made her own debut. Okay, like maybe she was in volume 3 and 5. Maybe she was in a few issues. Good for you. Do you want a cookie for your congratulations of finding her appearance? I don't need a Wikipedia nerd to tell me, like, oh, there's some Shella balls around the multiverse, in Earth 90 something, and all she was here in Marvel MCU 6000 or whatever. I don't clearly give a crap of what you're knowing, okay? I just know that she was in appearance in these kind of issues, right? In a few pages or whatever, and maybe 10 pages, like some people say, right? And that's pretty much it, So what's the point? And she just clearly said, Julia Garner, she just said it like it is, wasn't Silver Surfer mainly a man? She was confused of how she was being auditioned because she was put on the spot. Like, hello, like, isn't it clearly obvious? This is how Marvel does this whole thing when they want to include everybody. This is how they want to say, "Oh, we gotcha," kind of attitude, But if you look further, right, if you read right here, it says right here, despite her confusion, Gardner has always found Shackman a smart director, quote unquote. She is a fan of his works. During their meeting, Shackman explained to her that she was to play Shala Bal. She admitted that she wasn't aware of the character or there was another form of the Silver Surfer. However, she teased the best part of the comics is reportedly the same when you watched it in the movies. Shalabal is the empress of the utopian planet Zenla and the Norian Brad's lover. Norian is the original Silver Surfer. Like, there you go. Okay? For those who are like so freaking petty, thinking that she's the only Silver Surfer in the whole universe of the freaking Marvel world, she's not. She's just a freaking empress. Okay? She's not the main Silver Surfer. So get in your heads. Okay? So all this, talking about how she's the main Silver Surfer, she's not. She's a freaking empress for her lover, Rad, okay? For Norrin Rad, alright? Norrin is the original Silver Surfer. That is his freaking name, okay? And it says right here, he volunteers to be the Galactic Herald to spare Zenn-La. Although Shadowbell doesn't make on the mantle in Earth 616. She takes on the Silver Surfer role in an alternate universes. In Earth 9997, depicted in the Earth X series, Shadowbell becomes a herald of Galactus along Norrin. So there you go, you freaking idiots. Okay, they go side by side. You know? They don't go separately because it makes no effing sense. Okay? And then here's the other thing about the fans. Okay? The female surfer received mixed reactions from Marvel fans when the official trailer was released. Many were disappointed and accused Marvel of being quote unquote woke by gender swapping the character. However, unknown to many, there are already a female Silver Surfer in the MCU comics. Also, Garner's version of the Silver Surfer is not random. It has been in the comics, but many are not aware Shalabal Gardner herself admitted that she was aware of the Silver Surfer. However, just like most fans, her knowledge was limited. She thought that there was only one Silver Surfer and he was a male. It's good that the Fantastic Four First Steps has featured the female Silver Surfer because this is a new knowledge to many. But then again, I'm gonna be honest, you know, there's only one of them looking around, and that was the main role of the whole universe, okay? There's always a male Silver Surfer. She doesn't make her own debut. The female Silver Surfer or the Shalabal person, this woman, this empress, only made in a few issues. Like what, 10 pages? That's it, you know? But then again, it's like you're just swapping the male Silver Surfer to put the female to take on the role. Like, give me a freaking break here. Like, throw me a bone here. You understand? I'm not saying that she is not, you know, whatever she's may doing, but then again, it still irritates me that you want to like swap it because you want to have her have more scenes. You want to have include her having more screen time or whatever because that's what you really want to do. You thought it's not enough, so you want to have her have freaking cameos because that's not good enough for the MCU universe. You know, that's what irritates me. And again, if I get another freaking Wikipedia link regarding about how she was in a few pages, then I freaking saw them. I saw, okay? I don't need a freaking repeat about the same crap about how she made a debut appearance. Okay, she was in a few pages, but she was there to comfort her lover, the male men's stupid Silver Surfer dude. Like, give me a freaking break, alright? You don't need to give me this whole knowledge about this whole frantic about this, okay? I get the point. I already made a mistake in my previous video, but then again, I have my point across when clearly she only made a few issues, okay? Don't get all sentimental and triggered and all sensitive when I come and discuss my opinion on why it's just taking one character after another. She's gonna have more screen time, more dialogue, whatever the case may be, is still going to take the role of what the male Silver Surfer was mostly about. You know, I'm not trying to be, woman hater. That's fine. Whatever you want to do, you can take on the role. But then again, it's like you had to know the material first before you jump the bandwagon and auditioning these kind of things. It's the same thing with Disney. You don't hire freaking Rachel Zegler because you like her because she had a background of singing and dancing like a freaking moron, and then again you figure out that when the case may be, when you see her freaking big head in the big screen, you saw what she did in the red carpet. She called the princess a stalker. How she was scared of the original. How she doesn't like how the film was outdated. And then when we fast forward, we hardly see that she and Gal Gadot get along in the Oscars. She called freaking Gal a pageant queen and all this nonsense, and hardly anyone went to the movies to see her work. And all of a sudden, she was just a weirdo, just decided to participate in going to see her own movie because no one bothered to see it. And you know how it turned out? A total disaster. Disney had to like freaking take it down because no one wants to watch it. And the box office was worse. You know? How any difference to Fantastic Four First Steps? Explain that to me. You know, when I saw the freaking trailer, you guys, I nearly don't understand the whole thing about it. I really don't. You know, just seeing the trailer alone, it looks like it was rushed. You understand? Because it feels like we don't see how Sue, Reed, the thing, Johnny, how they get their powers from the very beginning, because we already know how it started in the Fox version, right? The other Fantastic Four, right? But we don't get to see it in the freaking first steps because they felt like it was not necessary. We had just rushed through, we just had to fast forward. We already know how it goes. What's the point in seeing this? That's my point. You know what I mean? And same thing with the Silver Surfer, right? You just rush to have the Silver Surfer make her own freaking debut because she's Shalabal. She's this. Oh my god. She needs to make her own cameo because we already saw the male one in the Fox one, but we had to have a female in this one. So freaking what? You can still have the male one make his own debut, and then you can have her later on in the near future, maybe. Why does it have to be this way? I don't understand. It's like, am I losing myself here? Because I'm going insane. I'm probably going loca here because they don't understand the whole thing when it comes to expanding the universes. You had to know the material. Stan Lee gave you specific details of what each of these characters were made for. And when he passed away, God rest his soul, you turned everything to mush. You ruined his legacy because you want to include everybody. You want to gender swap everybody. You want to race swap everybody because you think that's what Stanley wanted. But clearly, if he was still alive right now, he probably say so many things that he will regret even talking to you guys. Because you don't have a freaking clue of the MCU universe whatsoever. You already ruined the Eternals, you already ruined the Marvels, you already ruined whatever the case may be with She-Hulk with the TV series. You already ruined so many things. I don't know what's next you're gonna ruin because if you try anything, and I'm being honest, if you try anything to ruin Avengers Doomsday or whatever the case may be, like Secret Wars that's coming soon, I don't know what to say at this point. I really don't. Because what I see so far from the Fantastic Four first steps, I just see that you adding more cameos left and right. I really don't. And I'm just being honest. I don't know how Thunderbolt's gonna turn out. I think it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be average. We see original cast from the previous movies and shows. We don't know what the movie's gonna be mostly about. We just know there's a villain that has a power to turn people into shadows or whatever, and then we probably see a post credit knowing that it's connected to a Fantastic Four or whatnot, or have Deadpool come in a cameo or whatever. It's just overlapping more things, just adding more crap just to include, more, things about the Marvel world or whatever. That's how I feel like. But getting back to the whole thing with Shalabal's appearance, making her first debut or whatever, this whole thing is going to be into shambles because they have nothing better to do but gender swap the freaking Silver Surfer when clearly, yes, she's has her own debut. She makes in a few issues, but is she the main Silver Surfer? Is she the main one? No. Okay, there was one Silver Surfer roaming around the planets, and when he meets the Fantastic Four, she probably comes in to help him on his way because she's supposed to be the Empress. We don't know much about her past. We don't know where she came from or what the case may be. We just know that Shadowbow just comes out of nowhere just to talk to the Fantastic Four, saying that they're in danger, the Earth's in danger, or whatever. Just causing all this, this whole galactic problems, and everything else. That's all I can say. Is this movie gonna be a success? I don't know. All I know is that fans are like, are gonna have mixed reactions with other trailers, with other TV spots, or whatever. They know what they want in life because whenever people have their opinions, everyone gets all triggered. Everyone has been called names. That's how it all came about. That's all I can say. But I'm gonna let you guys know before I end this video that I am not lashing on Julia Gardner. I'm never gonna say anything bad about her. I'm just saying my own view that she just speaking out her mind about it when she talked to Entertainment Weekly. Because when she sat down with the director, Matt whatever, she already knew what the case may be when she stepped into the role. She knew what she got herself into. Okay, that's how it is when it comes to the acting world. This is Hollywood. Okay, that's how people just step into the spotlight. They think they're perfect in whatever category they may be because they want to step into the spotlight and cause controversy. That's when everything has gone haywire. But other than that, you guys, to let you guys know, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts about Julia Gardner's response about, Silver Surfer. I want you guys, comments. And of course, as well, if you guys really enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And of course, don't forget to follow my social platforms in the description below. And of course, as well, join my husband Wolfpack by subscribing. Okay, love you, Kaimi. So this is your Hellfire leader, Maggie Negan, the Walking in Finger 20 cents off. See you guys next video. Love you, Kaimi. Peace out.